Buenas and half a day Planet Guam. Several days ago, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you. Now I know what you're thinking. You know, compared to the mainland, it's small. It's no big deal. But on Guam, it is. To me, it is. It's a big deal. And I would like to thank all my subscribers because without you, it wouldn't have been possible. Remember, this is your channel too. And since we're on the topic, I would like to ask you, where do you want this channel to go? Do you want to keep it as it is, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly? Or do you want to make it more of a touristy channel where you sugarcoat everything? My ears are open. Leave a comment. Let me know. So the first option again will be, do you want to keep Planet Guam the way it is? The good, the bad, the ugly? Or do you want to change it up and make it more of a tourist channel where everything is sugar coated? Leave a comment and let me know. I will listen to what you guys say because you guys are the backbone of this channel. Thank you. Thank you. You guys mean everything to me. I listen to all your comments, and yes, there's some that I don't like, but if it's respectful and civil, then yes, you know, we are here to learn. And if you have something that you would like to point out or address, that is more than welcome. There's several of my subscribers that corrected me on things that I was wrong, and I rightfully admitted to it after looking it up a little bit deeper. I was thankful because I learned something. When somebody teaches you something, they go out of their way to like point a law or a site, a history relevance or anything like that. And then if you learn something, you should be thankful. You should not hate that person more and hold a grudge against them because you were wrong. Be appreciative that you learned something, because it's always good to learn something. Okay, another thing I would like to bring up, just to get it out there, I hope you guys didn't read those comments, because I was going back and forth with this one guy, because when you get as much subscribers as this, more haters will come aboard and try to ruin your channel or ruin the spirit of your channel. And I don't want that to happen, but I also do not like deleting or getting rid of a viewer or a subscriber because they were out of line. I don't like that. So I have patience, and I was going back and forth with this guy, and I was having a lot of patience with him, even though he was calling me names and putting me down and accusing me of all kinds of things. I put up with it because I hate to lose subscribers. I hate to lose viewers, you know. Like I said, you guys mean a lot to me. But if you guys are going to pollute the channel against the rest of the viewers and then against the rest of the subscribers, that's where my responsibility comes in. That's where the moderators comes in. And they've been telling me that I should have got rid of him a long time ago. And I was just hoping he would become better, but obviously he hasn't. He was just plain up hating. First of all, I would just touch on it briefly. He was hating that I used the Spanish word gracias and that I used the Spanish word español instead of using hispana. And you know, I had to point it out to him. Hispana and español, they're both Spanish, bro. What are you saying? Hispana is not Chamorro. And then, you know, he just kept on. We're going back and forth, and he was like, you know, I had to let him know, and he didn't even notice. He didn't know that Spanish was on Guam for almost 400 years. And yes, that's going to have an impact, and it did have a big impact on us. What do you think we got our novenas and rosaries and christenings and pari and prima and, you know, mali, and, you know, what do you think we got all those ninas and ninos? Come on, I'm not trying to argue with you, and you know, for you to accuse me that I'm misleading the folks in the mainland, if anything, I'm trying to drive them in the right direction like I was trying to drive you. But you were just too stubborn to listen because you were a hater. So, you know, I do try to bring it to you guys as clear and as direct as possible. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I'll look into it and correct myself. And if I am wrong, I will thank you and I will appreciate it very much because I'm here to learn too from you guys as well. Anyways, so it just kept going, and it even got down to the well, he kind of like gave in and he said, okay, yes, the Chamorro language has its origin or has some of its origin from the Spanish. Even that I wanted to correct him. I'm like, no, but I didn't. At that point I gave up and I took the advice of those others who contact me, and I got rid of him. I took him off the channel, and I know I hate to do that like I said, but I had to. You know, the origin of the Chamorro language did not come from anybody. It did not come from Spain. It did not come from America. It did not come from Japan. It came from us, the indigenous people of Guam. It came from the Tautomotna. They were the ones who originated that language. And yes, we borrowed a few words here and there. And we borrowed a lot from the Spanish because, like I said, they were here for almost 400 years. So yes, a lot of their culture we borrowed. Other things, another one he was trying to point out was that I spelled Chamorro wrong, that what kind of Chamorro am I, and misleading. I'm like, dude, the Chamorro word itself came from the Spanish. That's how they described us. You know, look it up. It's in the Vatican, if you can get it. I mean, there's copies out there. If you knew Chamorro history, you would already know that. Because when the Spanish first arrived in Guam and they saw the Chamorros, they described them as big, robust, and bold. And they called us Chamorros, which meant the bold one. And then he's trying to correct me that I spelled it wrong with 2 R's and it's supposed to be 1 R. I'm like, bro, that's a Spanish word. How can you say I spelled it wrong? You know, you look in the archives, Chamorro with the O. And you know, yes, we made it our own. And I believe just this century or not too long ago, we added a U because that's how it sounds. So I use both. I use the one with the O and the one with the U. Just because I used the one with the U doesn't make the one with the O wrong. Because if you look at it historically, it originated with the O. So you cannot say that was wrong. You know, because that's where we first got it. And that is the Spanish word. So I'm sorry if you get offended if I use some of the Spanish in the Chamorro language, but it's there. Having a few Spanish words in there because there are some things that we did not have words for, or some of the words got lost. And it did have a large impact on my Chamorro family. You know, my grandma, her name is Rita Beneventi Duenes Cruz. Every single name that she had there came from the Spanish. So bro, don't get all twisted when I use the word gracias, because we've been using that for hundreds of years already. I grew up with my dad using that, and the elders and my uncles using gracias. And so folks, rest assured, Planet Guam is not trying to mislead you in any way. I'm bringing it to you straight, unfiltered, and to the point. And I just want to point out that this is not a history channel. There are some things I will get wrong, and you know, a good debate is welcome as long as we keep it civil and respectful. No name callings or nothing, please. Now, I fell into that trap. I started calling him names that I shouldn't have, and I regret it because I was trying to teach him things that he should have had already known as a Chamorro. But anyways, that's what I have to say, and thank you again to all my subscribers. I love you. I appreciate you. God knows you mean a lot to me. And if you guys are wondering where I'm at one of the original 3 parks in Liguan Terrace, my neighborhood. It's been pretty much neglected because not that much people go here anymore. Now the Deredu Regional Sports Complex, that is considered our park too, but it came a lot later, so it's not one of the originals. So there's 3 parks like this located strategically around Liguan Terrace, and this is one of them. This park used to be lively, it had a lot better days, but Deredu Sports Complex just took all the attention. So they don't even got swings here no more. They still got a teeter-totter, but they don't got no seats. And they, you know, this is where people like this pavilion right here is where they have their parties and their barbecues and stuff. But nobody's using it right now. So if you guys feel like using it, come on down. You know, it's open. Go marinate those chickens and those ribs and those pork bellies and turkey tails and stuff. So folks, this is Barney right here. So if you see him, please break him off a Vhil. Look at his shoes, guys. I mean, it's way too big for his feet. Can I see this real quick? And he's like, look at it, it's all worn out. It's way too big for his feet. So if you can get him some shoes. What size are you?
11 and a half.
11 and a half? Wow, he's like half my size, but his feet is like bigger than mine. Okay, Barney, I hope this interview helps, and I hope people see you and they give you they break you up and help you out. Good afternoon, Planet Guam. With me today is Barney. Barney is one of the original members at Camp Norte. I never filmed him because he was one of those that didn't want to be filmed. Because from my understanding, a lot of these Micronesians, the non-Chamorro Micronesians, because Chamorros are Micronesians too, but the non-Chamorro Micronesians, they don't like to be filmed because they don't want to embarrass their family. But we Chamorros on Guam, our family is here, and they see us every day, so it's like we can't hide it. But anyways, so Barney, could you tell me where you're from?
Pohnpei.
Pohnpei? Okay. So how long have you been on Guam?
20, almost about 29.
29 years? Wow. You know, I spoke to Barney in the past, and he's quiet and humble, but he can speak really good English. That's what I noticed about him. So Barney, where did you work in Guam? Where at?
Hotel.
Oh, at a hotel. Okay, so Barney was employed in a hotel, and he lived in Guam 29 years. So during those times, when you first came to Guam, you were working, right?
Yeah.
A lot. And then what happened? I mean, how did you become homeless?
Stress.
Stress? Was it on-job stress or family stress?
On job.
On the job stress. Okay, so something happened in the job where it made you just not want to work no more, right? Okay, so was it like bullying or?
Almost like that.
Okay, so you like people were just telling you what to do and mistreating you. Okay, I understand. A lot of that happens in Guam too. You know, they look for the smaller people, and you know, Barney's not too big. He's pretty small and short and everything. And so Barney, do you have any plans for the future?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. One day you're gonna eventually
Stand up on my feet again.
okay, one day you're gonna stand up on your feet again. You know, I noticed Barney doesn't have any shoes. You know, so if you guys see Barney in Harmon and you have a pair of shoes, he could use some shoes. What else could you use?
Clothing.
Clothing. So he can use some clothing, and what else?
Maybe. That's all.
That's all for now. But okay. So and you can use some money for some meals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That would help. So Barney, where do you sleep?
Anywhere on the street?
Anywhere that has that's like has a roof, right? So Barney, what he does is he looks for a place where it's not wet, where it's dry, like under a container or under a business during, like when the business is not running, and he just finds his little shade and he sleeps, and that's where he sleeps. How do you get your meal? How do you eat?
Ask people to help me.
So you're out there and you panhandle, and when you get enough, you go buy a meal.
Yeah.
Do you eat like at a church, or do the church donate to you?
No.
You don't get food from the church or anything? Wow, you know they have the church that comes around, they drop food, right?
Yeah, I do.
But sometimes you don't get the meal from there. Okay. Do you excuse the truck. Do you receive like any kind of government assistance or food stamp or stuff like that?
No.
No, nothing. You know, I heard that they're allowing the Compact Association or something like that to have food stamp now. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried to apply? You don't have any plans to apply?
Soon.
Do you have like the proper IDs and everything to birth certificate that you need?
I have one, but it's fine.
Oh, it's expired. Okay, okay. So I just want to let you know that according to my last video, they're allowing the FSM citizens to apply for government assistance. But for right now, you don't have any of that. So you're just surviving on your own every day. Okay. So that's how you mean. So your meals is like 100% relied on people giving you money. Okay. No government assistance, nothing like that. So folks, Barney here, his meal comes directly from you giving him money when he's out there on the Harmon intersection. He doesn't get no food stamp. He's not one of those people that get food stamp, $400 food stamp every month and like $200 in cash. He does not have that benefit. So if you can help him out, he really help him. No, he really does need shoes. I mean, look at his feet. So I can see it already. And he does need clothes. So please help him out. Camp Norte is no more, so he can't stay over there anymore. So he just wanders around. And where can you be found, Barney?
By McDonald's. By McDonald's.
By McDonald's. So Barney can be found at the intersection of Highway 16 and Highway 27, the Harmon intersection by McDonald's. So if you see him, please, he's in dire need of shoes and clothing. He's not asking for much. He's not asking for like a power bank or a phone or any of those luxury things. He's asking for the very basics, like shoes and clothing. And if you can break him off some change or some food, that would help, because he doesn't get no government assistance whatsoever. So, you know, he's pretty much on his own, and he does plan on seeking a job in the future. But right now, you know, he's stressed out from work. You know, from my take, I believe he's been abused, like people bossing him around, telling him what to do. You know, I remember at Camp Norte, he was assaulted there, you know, a couple times. And you know, Barney's not a big guy. He's really small. If you come up to the Harmon intersection, you will see for yourself. Please do break him off. He could use the help. And is there anything you want to say, Barney, to the people out there?
Please help.
Okay. And your family, I know you don't want to embarrass them or make them worry. So, but you would like to say hi to them, right? Well, he does think about his family, and he doesn't want them to worry about it. So again, this is Planet Guam, and Barney, say bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. So guys, in regards to Barney, I've known him for more than 6 months, about 7 months, when I first came to Camp Norte. And from what I observed, Barney is a really humble guy. He's quiet, and he never causes trouble. However, I seen him been bullied, and I seen him get assaulted twice. The first time was at Camp Norte, when I was just there to observe, and I saw this one guy assaulting him. Barney tried walking away. The guy followed him and just kept assaulting him. I told the guy, you know, I had to intervene. I was there only to observe, but I had to intervene because I just didn't like it. So I told the guy, hey, come on, give him a break. And so the guy did give him a break. He backed off. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is Barney is not a troublemaker. He's not a bully. He's a very humble, quiet guy. And look at his size. You know, you've seen his size. If you see him in person, he's even smaller. And I feel that's why people bullied him. And I do believe he is stressed from work. I believe he did get stressed out, because from my interaction with him, you know, I did talk to him here and there about work and stuff. And he told me that at work, they would be bossing him around, everybody. A new guy comes in that they hired, that new guy would be bossing him around. They would be telling him what to do, and he didn't do it. They would get mad at him. And he put up with it for so long, and one day he just said, forget this. I'm tired of this. So the work environment, it means a lot. If you're in a work environment where you got bullies and people just picking on you, you're not gonna want to work too. And Barney was working at a hotel. I don't want to say what name of the hotel is, but he did tell me what hotel, and he did give me a little insight into his work environment and how he didn't like it. So that kind of like pushed him away from even working. Anyways, yes, I'm trying to make a case for him. And yes, he panhandles. And I don't make a case for just anybody who panhandles, but for Barney, I believe he is legitimately stressed from work. And I hope that he gets better. And I told him, I said, Barney, whenever you're ready to go back to work, you let me know. We'll go get your ID. We'll go get your health certificate or police clearance or whatever you need. I'll be there. But you have to be serious about it. I don't want to go through all that and help him out and everything, and then he don't show up for a job interview, or he goes to work and first paycheck he quits. No, I told him, I made it clear, Barney, if you're serious about getting a job and you're ready, make sure you check me. I will help you through that. And I mean it. And I mean it to every homeless person I tell, because nothing pleases me more than to see them get off their feet, to actually hold a job. And just going to work, that it brings some joy to my heart, because I know they're trying, and I know I know they got money. I know they're taken care of. Because if you have a job on Guam, you'll be okay. You may be able to afford like the expensive rent and the cars and all this, Netflix and all that, but you'll be okay as long as you have some sort of incoming, and especially if you don't have government assistance. The last video that I put out, people were saying that they're eligible now. The Compact or Free Association, they're available for food stamp right now. I told Barney this, but he doesn't seem too interested in wanting to apply. I don't know what reason that is, because every non-Chamorro Micronesians I've talked to, none of them has government assistance. None of them has welfare. None of them gets that monthly $420 in food stamp and $200 or $120 in cash. I haven't met any that has that. Today, Barney was accompanied by a friend, Chuki's friend, and I talked to him too. And even him, he doesn't have government assistance. I told him, hey, if you guys need that assistance, it's there. Go apply. But they don't seem too interested in it. I'm figuring that maybe they're embarrassed that they might run into a fellow family member there, or that somebody that knows their family might mention them. I don't know what the scoop is, but that's how I feel. But I do know one thing. Most of them, or almost all of them, are embarrassed to show their face in camera because they don't want to hurt their family and they don't want to embarrass their family. And that's what I got from interacting with them. And so, if you see Barney out at the Harmon intersection, Highway 16 and 27, break him off a little. If you have shoes that's size 11 and up, and you're not using it anymore, drop it off to Barney. Clothes too. He's a small. From his shirt I seen, he's small. His pants is small because he's a small guy. So if you can, and you have things laying around that you don't need, please drop it off to Barney. So folks, I'm just stopping by Camp Norte. According to Jocelyn, she moved out, but I don't want to confirm that or anything, or because I'm not sure myself. But this is what has become of Camp Norte. Oh my God, look at that. It's a dump. It's a dump, alright. I don't even want to go in now. It breaks my heart. But yeah, it's a dump. Never has it been this bad. It's so bad, I don't even want to go in. It's gonna make my shoes all dirty. So I heard everybody was forced out of here, and they've been enforcing it. They've been coming, checking. Making sure nobody is crashing out here. I ran into Jesselyn earlier, and she said she moved out. And she told me where she stays now. I'm not sure if it's true because I haven't been there. One day I plan on stopping by there to make sure, because it's pretty far. It's a good walking distance, and I doubt she's gonna be walking back and forth every day. Yeah, I just want to bring that to you. Okay, sorry folks, the battery died. So Justin, is there anything you want to say out there to your people that support you, your family?
Hi guys, I love you guys, and I hope you watched my last video again.
Okay.
But come back to Guam if you guys want to. I'll be here.
Okay, and you're single, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're staying out of trouble. Okay. And the next boyfriend you have is gonna have a job, right? And a car, right? Okay, make sure. Don't just be getting with any guy out there unless
I don't need a guy to have a good heart.
unless they can help you. If the guy is gonna use you, then you need to stay away from that. Okay, folks. So it was nice running into Jesselyn, and this is Planet Guam signing out. Say bye.